Activision Blizzard's brand new Eugenics tool has been making its triumphant rounds across the internet because, well, look at the damn thing. This is a screenshot taken from the Activision Blizzard blog announcing it in a very optimistic way as well, as if somewhere, somehow, there was an Activision Blizzard executive who looked at this and went, yes, this is a grand and glorious idea that will earn me many, many head pats. And then it released on the internet and people looked at it and went, wow, Heinrich Himmler would have loved this. And ironically, look at this. It is a tool that classifies people's diversity based upon culture, race, age, cognitive ability, physical ability, body type, facial features, gender identity, sexual orientation, and attributes scores to these various things. Can you not just see the German doctor sitting opposite the woman going like, ach, yeah, I am sorry to inform you, but your ethnicity has reduced your scores by 2%. It is just awful. Not to mention, this is supposed to be a writing tool for characters in a video game. It is the most soulless corporate thing you can imagine. And yet they thought people would be super happy about this. And in fact now, even Activision Blizzard's own employees are disavowing it as loudly and vociferously as they can. Hell, so is Activision Blizzard, as the edited post, the original post that they put up, said something like this. Aliana Cole, DE&I manager, I have no idea what that's something at Sledgehammer Games, says that the tool was tested by developer teams working on Call of Duty Vanguard, and it left a sizable impression. Considering the absurdity of Call of Duty Vanguard's lineup, I can believe it. And apparently it was also given to the Overwatch 2 team, who had an equally enthusiastic first impression, yet, well, here's Dylan Snyder. He is the senior games designer at Blizzard on Overwatch 2, and he says sarcastically, yes, we're definitely using a tool that we all found out existed for the first time yesterday, for sure a real thing that's happening. So he didn't even know about this Goebbels' wet dream right here. Now, he does also say that he hasn't been on the Overwatch team like super long time, and he doesn't want to speak for anybody else, fair enough, etc. But if he's the senior game designer on Overwatch 2, which, mind you, there could be several senior games designers, that doesn't mean that he's like the boss man necessarily, but if the senior games designer haven't heard about a tool that is, you know, literally demonstrated as using Overwatch to measure diversity, okay, who's lying at this point? Is Aliana Cole here lying when Blizzard claims that she said, oh yeah, no, we totally used this tool in our game, and then Blizzard is like, no, you didn't. It's like, what? Oh, hold on, what's this bus running over me? Thump, thump, thump. Is Dylan here lying when he says that he has never heard about it to cover his own arse and to keep Overwatch 2 a little bit out of the mud at least? It's feasible, I guess, but it seems unlikely as there's also other employees too. God, I swear our own company tries so hard to slaughter any goodwill the actual devs who make the game have built. Well, I can't really disagree on that one, can I? Activision Blizzard has worked very hard to destroy whatever credibility Activision Blizzard has actually had left. Though, to be fair, I do also hear that Overwatch 2 is not exactly a banger, but details. Overwatch doesn't even use this creepy dystopian chart. I mean, spot on. Our writers have eyes, the artists have eyes, producers do, etc. As far as I know, also all have eyes. Well, you see, you may have eyes, but do you understand what diversity truly is? Can you, with your algon, determine that Egyptian is a 7 out of 10 diversity score? Can you determine that Arab is also a 7 out of 10, whereas heterosexual is a 0 out of 10? God. This entire chart thing is just so... But again, so here we have another person saying that, you know, this is bullshit, and that's a character artist at Overwatch right there. So character artists, I haven't heard of this either, and they hate the ever-living hell out of it. This is a weird little circumstance, isn't it? So Activision Blizzard claims that this was a tool everybody loved, everybody knew about, everybody was playing with, whilst their employees are distancing themselves at a rather rapid pace. Now, I could absolutely see that, again, some executive at Activision Blizzard figured that, oh, this is a great idea, this will give me many, many head pats. In fact, this blatant eugenics tool is exactly what the gaming media of today want, which, I mean, certain parts of it would probably be overjoyed at its existence if they had been allowed to reveal it first, but again, details. So he released it, and simply just assumed everyone's reaction, you know, adding in the usual PR bullshit. Oh, well, we're all so excited for this is amazing, yada yada bloody bloody. And then the reactions actually started ticking in, and whoever it was that pulled the trigger, proverbial trigger on this, realized, oh, my heavens, I seem to have shut myself in full public view of the internet. It is time to try and alter reality. Unfortunately, again, you know, people taking off a lot of pictures when you put up something as stupid as this, and what you originally posted, still out there. Or, alternatively, I can also kinda see the developers, like, again, Call of Duty Vanguard is... woke is no longer a sufficient term. It genuinely is not. It is to the point where even absolute cumrags like Kotaku look at the game and go, yeah, this is too much diversity for us. Like, we are politically diverse. This is a political point for us, and this game takes it too far. Like, it is literally the guards at Auschwitz looking in and going, it's a bit more than I imagined. That is where we are with Call of Duty Vanguard at this point. And I can see it. I can absolutely see this tool being used for that. I absolutely can. Because, to be fair to the progs, they do believe that diversity is an important factor. And I disagree with the rationale behind it, but they want to see as much representation and as a wide of idea of it as possible, to the point that they define diversity as, well, basically non-white. And in that case, well, culture 7, Arab 7, woman 5, you know, right on the tree there, heterosexual 0, slightly aged, slim, curvy 0. Yeah, that seems to fit the general mold all right. So, normal body type, that's not very diverse at all. Heterosexual, that's definitely not very diverse. And woman, you know, that's a little up there on the oppression pyramid, but it's certainly not at the top by any stretch of the imagination. On the other hand, Egyptian, Arab, yes, we're climbing the pyramid there quite nicely. In other words, this is a tool I can absolutely see the diversity progs making themselves. And hey, they probably did. This company that was told to make this, bearing in mind too, this might look stupid as ever living hell, but making this as a tool, being able to generate the little graphs on the fly, being able to do all of the values, all of the stats, you know, being able to now click down presumably to see different cultures, ethnicities, etc., the presentation, bullet points, editing options, sorting via difficulty, morale, evil, roles. All of this takes a lot of time to plan out, make, program, establish, and eventually then ship to the customer. Particularly as well as this is IT work. This is going to have cost tens, at least thousands of dollars, probably hundreds of thousands, not millions probably, but this wasn't done in a weekend. So, and mind you too, it's not just the programming of it. Somebody had to sit down and be like, okay, what is the objective score of Egyptian? What is the objective diversity score of woman contra heterosexual? What is the diversity score of slightly aged? That's apparently a diversity score of 1. Don't ask me. Somebody had to do all of this. And it has to have been someone that is at least familiar with the mindset. As again, I mean, they get this pretty much right, don't they? The hatred of the average, the hatred of heterosexuality, etc. Yeah, no, spot on. And yet again, you've got the actual workers disavowing it, claiming they never saw it, and if they did see it, they would absolutely hate it. And I mean, no matter how much of a prog you are, as a writer, as a senior character artist, as someone who puts, I must assume, some pride into the creation of a character, to be shown this corporate, cold, soulless Excel spreadsheet and be told, hey, you should use this from now on. I imagine there are some mental middle fingers at the very least being raised at the idea. I cannot imagine a creative individual being too fond of a tool like this, honestly. Maybe as a tool of what to avoid? Who knows? I mean, because here's the thing. I judge the popularity of Overwatch characters primarily by, well, the hentai sites. And the most popular by far are the characters like Diva and Mercy and Farah. We'll go with Farah. With Diva being the most popular, making up, I think, a quarter or so of the search results I found when I just typed in Overwatch. Like, yes, Diva, 5,000 out of 20,000. Very popular character. Mercy, second place, and then Farah. And the diverse characters, not quite as well ranked, shall we say. It turns out that PPB anti-diversity. And hey, as much as I'm making fun out of this, it absolutely does make a certain amount of sense. Attractive, interesting, sexy characters, preferably with a bit of a personality as well, will do better. People will like them more. I mean, think of Diva. Why is she so popular? Attractive, Korean-style pro-gamer chick riding a giant mecha. I mean, that is... I hesitate to say nerd bait, but by God, it is. You've really... It's Farah. Attractive, delicious brown anime girl. Mercy. Merciful, dignified, healing, and yet also Deutsch. A delicious combination. At least so far as I'm concerned here. But still, again, who's lying? God only knows, but I'd probably be leaning towards Activision Blizzard. This is a soulless corporate tool that the corporation thought it would be praised for making, when it turns out that they would instead be lambasted and thrown out of town with tomatoes raining down around their ears, rotten ones in particular. They decided to about-face rather quickly and explain that, oh no, we're totally not actually using this, despite using tens of thousands of dollars to develop it, much like a certain patent by another company, but it's a different topic entirely. Generally speaking, if a company has spent assloads of money on something, you better bet your ass they were planning on actually using that item. But what do you all guys think? You think this is Activision Blizzard alone? Do you think this is... I mean, hell, I can see it as well being literally a codified progressive guideline so that when they bring in new interns, they can go like, okay, here's our diversity meter. We don't even need to watch or look at your designs anymore. We simply just grade them on a curve and tell you to do a retake. I can see it. I can absolutely see it. And yet at the same time, this stuff right here, oh, you can see the mindset. Bold and brazen as a dawn, absolutely. Somebody knew the modern day culture, shall we say, when they sat down and assigned these values. But regardless of what the truth might turn out to be, and I want to hear your thoughts on it as well, because there might be a third alternative here. It might not just be Blizzard, it might not just be the employees, it might be a bit of a mix between the two as well. Still, That's all we can probably tell from the immediately available evidence. Until next time then, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Till then, have a good day.